Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Gordon Frayne. We are back with another video. Today we're looking at an updated price prediction for Solana by the peak of this cycle. As always, if you enjoy the content, please make sure to give the video a thumbs up below, hit that subscribe button, smash that bell notification icon as well, and don't forget to grab your completely free copy of The Rise of Bitcoin. It's linked down below this video in the description. Go ahead and grab it. And let's talk about Solana. Solana has had a pretty sharp pullback over the past number of weeks. We've been covering Solana extensively on the channel. If you've been watching and paying attention, you've been feeling some of the pain. Obviously, if you're holding Solana since the past number of months, really. But after the incredible run up with the price of Solana from the launch of the Trump token, we saw that driving and squeezing Solana's price right up to $294. We had a pretty sharp pullback. Again, this pullback probably healthy in the immediate aftermath of that, but with Bitcoin pulling back since middle to end of January, it pulled the rest of the market down with it, and Solana was no exception. The painful thing with Solana was the fact that we had it being dragged through the mud with the Javier Milei situation and the pump and dump with the Libra token, which added fuel to the fire for Solana to continue moving downwards as its brand and reputation got dragged through the mud. We saw it lose the 200-day simple moving average here on the 17th of February, and we continued lower from there. In the immediate aftermath of Trump tweeting about Solana being part of the digital asset reserve for the United States, the week before we saw the strategic Bitcoin reserve actually confirmed, we had a big pump followed by a big dump, not just on Solana, but for the rest of the market. And we have come all the way down. Currently, we're sitting at 135, but we even went as low as 113 or 111 here with the spike down on the wick of this candle from Tuesday, March 11th. We had a bit of a bottoming here, and we saw Solana get bought up from there, moving back up to about 135, where we're at today. I have this level marked in here because we have historically, at least for a 4 to 6 month period in 2024, seen this level around $124 holding as pretty significant support. We did go lower and came straight back up. It'll be interesting to see if this can ultimately hold and if we can reverse this pretty sharp downtrend that we're in at the moment. I'd love to see us getting back up above the $150 to $160 level and maintain prices going higher. Bitcoin sitting at 84.4. We've just reclaimed barely the 200-day simple moving average on Bitcoin. So Bitcoin holding, higher than that 200 simple day moving average. Solana still has a lot of work to do to get back up to those 200-day simple moving average levels, which are much closer to about $185 at this moment in time. So Solana definitely having a painful few weeks, but ultimately for me, nothing fundamental has changed with regards to Solana being a very cost efficient and scalable high throughput blockchain. There is a reason a lot of these meme coins and AI agents are using Solana as their native network of choice, and that is simply because it is so scalable, so efficient, and very, very cost effective to use. They know Solana's blockchain is not going to break when they're using the chain, and when they've got thousands or hundreds of thousands of transactions happening, they can rely on the infrastructure from a scalability perspective, and like I mentioned, very, very cost efficient. So that is the main update for me on Solana at the moment. I think the other long-term trend that we broke here, just if I can map it into the chart very quickly, was this long-term trend. Again, I'm doing very rough trend lines here, but this broke down around the 18th of February as well. So pretty much in the 48-hour period after breaking below the 200-day, we broke below this long-term trend. And if we go all the way back here, we can see that uptrend has been intact since Q4 of 2023. So we lost two pretty critical levels of support in the 200-day in this long-term trend. You can see we came up to retest it and got rejected. And I think we're going to have a slower move to the upside over the coming weeks and months for Solana to try and reclaim those pretty key levels. Again, if you've been following the channel, you know that I like to look at everything happening from an on-chain perspective for Solana as well. If we hop over to the Artemis terminal, I will load this up in real time, but you can see from a chain comparison perspective, there is a lot of activity happening on Solana. If we zoom out to the past 1 year time period, the lime green line here representing daily active addresses and daily transactions respectively happening on Solana, and you can see just how far ahead Solana is when it comes to on-chain activity. The vast majority of daily active addresses and daily transactions happening on Solana compared to any other chain. I think in a recent video, I also shared an update that almost 80% of all blockchain transactions are now happening on Solana's network as well. So I don't think Solana is going anywhere just yet, and I think there's lots of exciting stuff happening from an on-chain perspective. Yes, price has been pulling back, but if you are a long-term investor and if you understand what's happening here from a technical standpoint, you might consider this as a nice buying opportunity. Again, this is not financial advice, guys. Always do your own research, but scooping up Solana somewhere between 111 and even 135 where we're at today, if we look back in 6 to 12 months from now, may not have been a very bad idea. So let's move on to our price prediction. Again, you know that I like to run these numbers. I like to think about where total crypto market cap is going. I like to think about where Solana fits into the equation for the entire crypto space over not just the coming months, but the coming years. And actually, before we look at that very quickly, I did want to bring up the Solana dominance chart, because in line with price moving down over the past few weeks, we have seen Solana's dominance moving down lower as well. Amazingly, we got all the way up to pretty much a 4% dominance level with the spike up in the middle of January with the launch of the Trump token, Solana's price getting up to almost $300 and dominance getting up to just under 4%. If we zoom out here, we've retraced at the moment back to a pretty key level of support. I think if we draw in the trend line here, we can see that there's a pretty good level of support around that 2.3% area. It's looking like we have basically wicked down almost to bounce off of this level over the past couple of weeks on multiple occasions. We are starting to move a little bit higher again. We're back to 2.4% dominance, but this dominance level is an important level for Solana to essentially keep solidifying itself as one of the key players in the crypto space. So I think that's some pretty good support. Hopefully we can hold this level and either consolidate or begin to move higher. You can clearly see we lost that 200-day again at the end of January, moving into February. And I think there is lots of potential for Solana to continue growing this dominance and moving higher throughout the course of the next 6 to 12 months. Let's wait and see what happens. Of course, that is not guaranteed, but when it comes to the price prediction, guys, you know I like to run a bear case, base case, and bull case scenario. In the bear case, we do have to plug in certain variables here, not just for the bear case, but for all of the different cases that we can map out here. In a bear case, I'm thinking total crypto market cap could peak around $5 trillion. I think Solana could get to a 4% dominance level. That would give us a $210 billion market cap for Solana. And then dividing that, not actually by 490 for this calculation, I divided it by 515 million Solana. We did have that recent Solana unlock, and we have an increased circulating supply. So that would bring us in a bear case to a price target for Solana of $388 per token by the peak of the cycle if we got up to around 5 trillion US dollars. Okay, again, 4% dominance level, really not off the cards for Solana, given that we pretty much got to 4% just a few weeks ago in the middle to end of January. Okay, I think that's a very realistic target if we think about the market going to 5 trillion US dollars. I think that's very achievable for Solana if we put everything in context. Next up, we've got the base case scenario. And in the base case, what I'm thinking is total crypto market cap could peak a little bit higher, closer to 7 trillion US dollars. If Solana can achieve a 4.8% dominance level, that's going to give us a $350 billion market cap for Solana. And once again, I did forget to update the number, but I divided it by 515 million Solana tokens that I estimate to be in circulation by middle to end of this year. And that would give us a $652 price target for Solana if we can get all the way up to a 7 trillion US dollar overall crypto market cap. Okay, 4.8%, I do think it's achievable given where Solana is at right now and given that we got up to that 4% level just a few weeks ago. Last but definitely not least, we have the bull case scenario. In the bull case scenario, what I'm thinking is total crypto market cap could get up to as high as 9 trillion US dollars. If Solana can get up to a 5.5% dominance level, that's going to give us a $522 billion market cap. And again, I forgot to update the number, but I did divide it by 515 million Solana tokens, giving us a projected price target of $962 in our most bullish case scenario for where the price of Solana could get to by the peak of the bull cycle. Those are my updated numbers, guys. Today, we are looking at numbers slightly lower than my price target from Q4 of last year, where I was thinking about Solana getting above $1,000. I do still think that's possible. And I think if the stars align, if we have markets moving higher, if we get rate cuts later in the year, if we get more quantitative easing, I do see a world where Solana could go to $1,000, $1,200, maybe even $1,300, $1,400. We will make a revised price prediction once again in a few weeks by the end of Q1 moving into Q2. I would love to understand where you guys think the price of Solana is going to by the peak of this cycle. Drop me a comment below. Let me know, are you still holding Solana? Are you still bullish on Solana? And I want to hear what price target you have in mind for Solana by the peak of the cycle. Finally, guys, today's video is sponsored by Femex, the most efficient crypto trading and investment platform. I'm going to leave a referral link for Femex down in the description. Go ahead, check it out. Not financial advice. Always do your own research and make sure to look at the fundamentals as well as the technicals when you're analyzing all of these different assets. As always, if you enjoy the content, please give the video a thumbs up if you got any value at all out of today's video. Make sure to subscribe, smash that bell notification icon, and again, grab your completely free copy of The Rise of Bitcoin. It's linked below the video in the description. Grab it down below, and we'll catch you in the next one.